In today's video of our home buyer series, we're going to take a deeper dive into that question that comes up on almost every home we help our clients purchase. And that question is, what is actually included in the sale of this house? The definition of real property that is being sold includes everything attached to the home, unless the homeowner specifically puts in writing and everyone agrees that it will be removed before the sale. But a quick example that shows both sides of the interpretation would be a bathroom mirror. If the mirror is glued to the bathroom wall, it would be staying with the house. But if it's a mirror that's a hanging mirror on the wall that can easily be removed, the seller can decide if it will stay or if they're taking it with them. It would need to notate that it was being removed as part of the sale of the house. So let's get into a couple of things that would go with the house. One of the things that stays with the house is the stove or the range. When we talk about things that would stay, that's something that would stay with the house. The dishwasher, that also stays with the house. An item that can be confusing in the kitchen though is the refrigerator. It's technically not a fixture and very easily removable and is considered as not staying with the house, unless both parties agree that it is part of the sale. So you definitely want to clarify with all parties as to whether the fridge is staying or going, but it's normally not considered a fixture and therefore not staying with the house. Blinds actually are supposed to stay with the house because they are attached to the windowsills. Things like the garage door opener, smoke detectors, even TVs. TVs don't stay with the house, but actually what does stay with the house is the TV wall mounts. So if your TV is the type that will fit with the mounts that are going to be behind the TVs at the house, we definitely want to clarify that those are staying with the home since they actually are technically attached to the house. Ceiling fans are included. Even window mounted or wall mounted AC units are considered as fixtures and should be staying with the home. More things that don't stay with the home are things like furniture items, lamps, rugs, things like that. The washer and dryer does not stay as well. A lot of times buyers get confused and say, but it was in the pictures, but it is a removable item. So if you want it to stay, this kind of thing goes of anything. You need to check and make sure it's included, but be prepared to pay extra for things like a washer and dryer if you want them to stay. There's also a lot of little things that people don't think about. For example, the house has a large yard and there's a riding lawnmower to cut the grass with. This, the seller is going to take with them most likely. So if you're going to need to purchase something like that, you either need to find out if they would be willing to sell it or be prepared that you're going to have to go out there and purchase your own riding lawnmower for that large yard. Other little things might include decorations on the walls, bookshelves that aren't attached, basically things that may be a perfect fit for that home, and as you walk by them you may assume that they are staying, but unless you clarify and agree that it's there to stay, the seller will most likely be taking that with them. So it's super important to speak up early about any items you are unsure of, and it can be clarified and agreed to, or the seller explains that it's not staying because it was some type of family heirloom or they need to move it to their next home. So we want to also make sure that there is something that is a gray area item that the seller has expressly stated that will not be included with the sale. An example may be that there's an antique chandelier in the dining room and they're going to be taking it down and putting it back up in each house that they move to. So as long as they clarify up front in writing that this is not going to be a part of the sale, they can take it with them. But if they don't clarify it in writing and we go all the way to closing, it is technically a fixture of the home and has value to the home and should be your property after closing. So it's again super important to read any disclosures that name items like that and ask questions if you see something really nice or that you feel should be a part of the sale, just to clarify that both parties understand what is going to happen with that item and really all items in the home before going under contract. But for general knowledge, when we are walking through a house, all attached items are supposed to stay and all non-attached items and removable items are not staying. And things like that, the refrigerator and the washer and dryer, items like that are not included. We would have to ask for those items separately if you're still interested in keeping them. So that's about it as far as that question of what things are included with the house. So let's go out there, have some fun, look for houses, and when we find the one you want, we can take a look at everything included or not included and work on getting that house for you. That wraps up this video in our home buying series. I hope you learned some helpful tips on this one. Be sure to check out our other videos on this so that you can be on your way to finding your dream home with us.